Let's see, you want to work on the yarrow there?
I'll work on this area over here. You know what I love is that even though it's early, you can really start to see the foliage of a lot of these plants showing up. So
yes,
you kind
definitely.
of see what they are. Now, you know what's interesting about this, we were just talking, there's a lot of cleanup to do, and for some people, you know, they like to leave some of this behind, but I do not like the way it looks.
No, I like to get the big twiggy stuff out of the way and get it into the compost pile. And this is a great time of year to get in here and find any weeds that have decided to start up over the fall and the winter months that maybe were hidden earlier in the summer last year. And really, you don't have to cut things back much. In fact, a lot of times you don't have to cut anything at all. You can just pull it out.
Look at how much stuff you're cleaning out of the garden.
That's just debris. You know, this will all go in the compost pile. And in no time at all, there'll just be some more compost to lay back down on the rest of the stuff here.
Well, and we've only been doing this for a few minutes, and look at the difference in improvement it makes.
It looks much better already, doesn't it?
And it's so easy to do.
And get it young. Get it early when the stuff is small, so that you're not damaging that new growth as it's coming up. Now with the grasses like this is an easy one to just take a hedge clippers to.
I'm waiting.
You start at the top and just cut it down, and we're going crazy, and we're cutting it back and getting rid of all of that debris. So that's all you really have to do is get these smaller clumps of grasses down so that you can see the green coming up. It's really just that simple. As the new growth comes, it'll hide all the rest of the dead stuff from last year.
Well, I think you enjoyed that a little too much. So I'm ready to clean out all of this, and I'm a huge fan of let's feed these babies.
Yeah, it is time to fertilize, and there's a bag of fertilizer right over there. MJ, if you want to get that, I'll get the mulch.
It's so important for people to realize that just like we take vitamins, that we need to feed our plants and give them those nutrients to really thrive all season long. It's not just about growth, it's about roots and health and
the microbes vitamin in the soil too.
Well, it's so incredibly beneficial. In our soil, we don't have good soil out here. Part of the reason we need this so badly.
Our soils are typically fairly deficient in nitrogen. And that's why I like this particular stuff called Marine Cuisine from Fox Farm. It's a slow release granular fertilizer.
It's like sushi for perennials.
It is, and it's long lasting. So I just come in here and sprinkle it down around your plants.
You know, as you're adding it, you don't have to be careful. This is time release, this is organic. We're not too worried about burning plants.
That's right, and it'll last for most of the season.
Let's break this up and get this fresh mulch down.
All right.
I want to make this look pretty before we're done.
Okay, you start working on that mulch.
Where did this mulch come from?
This is just chipper chip mulch. You know those trucks that go around the neighborhood and trim trees and have that trailer behind them full of mulch?
Well, I think a lot of town governments do this, so people could just check in with their local government.
That's right. So this all you have to do is just kind of spread your new mulch around your plants over the top of the fertilizer, and
now look how much better that looks.
It does look much better already.
It looks clean and fresh. It gives the plants a great bed to grow in.
All right, well, listen, I showed you how to do those little grasses there.
Showed me how?
Yeah,
I think you were entertained by it.
Yes, I was. But I have a bigger clump of grass up on the hill, and there's a different way I deal with that. I like to take and bind it all up and cut it off at the bottom, because usually if you try to cut them while they're still loose, you have a mess all over the yard.
Well, talk is cheap. Show me how it's done.
Let's go. Okay, MJ, this is my bigger grass here. This is my giant Saskatoon or Sacaton grass.
You don't even know what kind of grass you've got?
Well, it sounds like that. And so the best thing I can suggest, what I've done already is I've already tied a nice heavy twine around the base of the grass to bind it down at the bottom. Now I need you to hold it up because you've got the long sleeves on. Hold it up so I can wrap the
twine around it. So I'm not a tree hugger, I'm a grass hugger?
You're a grass hugger.
Alrighty.
And we're gonna bind this good and tight so that when I cut it off at the base, it all stays together in one nice bundle and doesn't make a mess everywhere.
Too bad it's not fall season. This would make a great decoration.
Yeah, exactly. Now, help me at the bottom here, raise this bottom layer a little bit so we can cut just underneath it. There, that's good.
All right.
And then what I use is my handy
I don't think you can travel on a plane with that.
With my handy Felco saw.
Look at you go.
There you go.
Voila.
Ready for the whatever. Ready for Halloween.
Okay, so we've cleaned up the perennial beds, we've fertilized them, we've mulched them, we've taken care of the grasses, we've showed them your tricks. It's time to head to Shannon's.
Yeah, poor Shannon, she's lived in this house for about a month, but what a mess of a yard to deal with. Some of the stuff is worth keeping, some of it needs to come out. We're gonna help her figure out her landscape.